Governing a modern nation of over 1 billion people requires an incredibly robust set of rules. For India, that foundation is its constitution, a massive legal document that holds together one of the most diverse populations on the planet. The person responsible for structuring that legal framework was Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar. Because of his leadership over the drafting process, he is recognized as the architect of the Indian Constitution. He was born in 1891 in Mao into a socially disadvantaged community. From birth, the established rules of his society actively excluded him, subjecting him to severe, systemic discrimination at nearly every turn. It defies the standard logic of power that a person systematically shut out by a society's rules would eventually become the authority who rewrote them. Ambedkar achieved this by approaching social change through a highly specific strategy. Instead of relying on a broad slogan, he operated on a sequence of 3 precise steps: educate, agitate, and organize. He chose education as his initial method to break through the status quo of his youth, treating knowledge as the necessary foundation for everything else that would follow. Acquiring that knowledge was exceptionally difficult. At the turn of the 20th century, academic opportunities for Indians were highly restricted, and they were almost entirely closed off to those from marginalized castes. Despite those barriers, he maintained an extraordinary academic trajectory. He secured the opportunity to study in the United States, enrolling at Columbia University. He then continued to build his expertise by studying at the London School of Economics. By accessing these elite global institutions, he acquired the exact legal and intellectual tools he needed to systematically dismantle the systems of oppression he faced back home. When Ambedkar returned to India, he carried a level of education that could have easily allowed him to assimilate into the upper class. Instead, he aimed that knowledge squarely at the structures that created inequality. This initiated the second phase of his strategy: agitate. He began an active, public fight for baseline human rights. He launched campaigns and led movements on the ground, working constantly to break down the social barriers that kept people segregated and unequal. By directly disrupting the social order, he generated the political friction required to force the issues of the marginalized directly to the center of the national conversation. As India transitioned into an independent nation, the focus shifted from fighting the old system to constructing the new one. Because of his immense legal expertise and fierce advocacy, Dr. Ambedkar was appointed as the chairman of the drafting committee for the new Indian Constitution. This is where the final step of his strategy activated: organize. The goal was to permanently